What was that?
You know what, Bob? We're actually in a Silver Lake neighborhood right now. Stolen vehicle, LAPD in pursuit. They've got the helicopter above it, and they also have units chasing it. This vehicle moving very, very quickly, and when they were on Sunset Boulevard earlier on, it was very light traffic, but very scary as this vehicle was going quickly and making those, you know, if you've taken Sunset through that Echo Park, Silver Lake area, lots of curves. This guy just kind of going straight, sometimes going into under the opposite lanes of traffic, making our way back onto the freeway right there. You can see it, and swerving like crazy. When that Silver Lake neighborhood, you saw it, sparks flying. Anybody that drives that neighborhood, I have, and I can tell you, lots of hills, lots of bumps, and that vehicle really getting a workout. 101 northbound Silver Lake area, I can tell you there's a lot of traffic out here. This was my drive in the morning, and look at this guy. Whoa! Whoa! You just made contact. See, this is really the problem. When we do these pursuits, a lot of these innocent people just kind of getting caught up in it. You know, that one, maybe it's just going to be an insurance thing, but still, that is still not cool at all. This vehicle doing what it can, and that person he hit, making that effort to catch up with him. I'm not sure that's going to be a wise move out there. That vehicle really starting to kick up some speed. I thought I had the speedometer up. I'll bring it up for you, trying to get off on that off-ramp, but you can see he's having a little bit of difficulty changing his mind. I think this is actually one of those emergency lanes. It used to be a bus lane, but they're using it now for the for if you have an accident or something like that, making his way back onto the 101. This is a crazy pursuit. Sending it back to you just for a moment or two. What do you guys think?
So this is absolutely, it's completely dangerous. Already hitting a vehicle there on the 101 freeway, damaged the vehicle as a result of that. But when you're traveling at that high rate of speed, 80 miles per hour, and hitting someone, that is certainly very dangerous. Again, we're following this pursuit that started in downtown LA. A report of a stolen car here, followed by black and whites, went into the Silver Lake area, then onto the 101 freeway, the northbound lanes, and now here at Heliotrope and Melrose in the Hollywood area.
And, you know, it is dark, which obviously raises and elevates the danger level. It's not only hard for us to follow and to see what this individual is doing, but also on the roads. There are people who are, yes, very erratic there.
There we go.
There are people who may be even walking at this time, exercising. People are getting their day started. So it is difficult to see, and this really is making things much scarier.
Yeah, we're talking about 70 miles per hour, Stu, in a residential area.
70 miles per hour, residential neighborhood. If you can see that, those front brakes starting to glow on that car, and that is a really bad thing. That means those brakes are going to start to fade here in a little bit. You can see that glow. That is not that's not an effect. That is actually those front disc brakes glowing. Also, new information just getting from LAPD, and Jeff probably got it from the helicopter. This guy actually threw a gun out of the vehicle. That weapon has been recovered, but that doesn't mean this person doesn't have another one in there. So that might add to one of these reasons here why that vehicle moving so quickly, making all these efforts to get away from law enforcement. Clearly, this person not going to be walking out of jail in a few minutes like everybody always says, oh, they're just going to get out. Take a look at that glow, though. That makes me kind of wonder if maybe there's an actual problem with that front disc brake, which is going to create problems. Oh, door is open. And what was that all about? Cutting across, maybe, oops, oh, another tight one right there. Might be a neighborhood that this person knows because that door popping open. Either that or maybe he was throwing something else out the car. Just don't know. Making his way over there. Another heavy traffic spot blending in. But believe me, this is very dangerous, and I am very worried about anybody that might be near this vehicle. Again, high speeds. That vehicle's starting to become more and more impaired. I can tell you those brakes glowing like that, that means that there's definite brake fade going on. This vehicle not going to be able to stop. Middle lane right now. LAPD, they're on the ground. You can see. Oh, that was close. That was close. LAPD behind him, the helicopter above, that light hopefully getting some people's attention down there. But again, back into these little smaller neighborhoods, those high speeds, not what you want to see this morning. And again, this driver, you know, I get it. You're in a lot of trouble. But, you know, taking somebody's life, taking your own life, it is not worth it. But again, nobody's still wrong side of the road on a blind turn at a red light.
This is a major street, Beverly Boulevard, going through the Mid-Wilshire area near the Larchmont, heading toward kind of the Hancock Park area. 6 o'clock in the morning here, so people are going to work, kids are starting to get to school, and this is going to be a very busy time. Going around a Waymo vehicle, and driving at a very high rate of speed, almost 80 miles per hour on these surface streets.
On the wrong side of the
Wrong side of the road, going
wrong side of the road. Another red light, another red light, another red light.
Oh no, oh no.
Whoa, hard turn.
Yep.
Yeah, hard turn going northbound now. This is on Highland. We're going to be making our way out of this, what are we, Hancock Park area? Making our way northbound right now. Are they still on the ground? Not right behind him. I can guarantee you when this thing comes to an end, you'll just magically see officers just starting to appear. And again, only thing we know right now, the driver, we haven't heard about any passengers, but this vehicle continues to try to elude officers out here weaving through all these innocent civilians as they're making their ways to work. Oh my gosh, I thought that thing was going to endo on that one. Continuing on, but again, how much more can that car take? How much more is that driver going to try to do to get away from law enforcement? And hopefully nobody's going to get injured. We did see him make contact with one person on the freeway earlier on, and that person actually made an effort to catch up, maybe just to get that license plate number. Again, though, hopefully that he's going to be or she's going to be okay in that car. And again, thank goodness no injuries. Another vehicle right there making some hard turns, but that car taking a real beating this morning. Hopefully that car will give up, and then the driver's going to have to get out.
Well, we see the damage there on the side of the passenger door behind the driver's side, obviously, and then the tires you mentioned, we still do see those sparks as this individual is making his way or her way. Close calls, lots of close calls. You know, a lot of these residential streets also are quite narrow, and then you have people parked on the street, and it's pretty incredible that more cars haven't been damaged in the process that we've seen, quite honestly, at the speed this person's going.
You know what, I always say, you know what, a little bit of a paint swap is bad. It's a problem, but it's not the end of the world. When this guy crashes in, or hopefully does not crash into somebody, that's when it really becomes more of a tragedy. I did just get information from Jeff that confirmed 2 people inside that vehicle, so it's going to be a driver and a passenger. And again, though, this vehicle continuing, at least we're slowing down a little bit. I don't know if that's the car or the driver. You know, police or these suspects, you know, we're all human, and I bet you there's a lot of adrenaline. That adrenaline is going to wear off, that maybe we'll start seeing some slowing down. But again, it does not seem like it as we continue to make these high-speed maneuvers through these very, like you've mentioned, these streets out here in the Hollywood area and Silver Lake and Echo Park. Look how tight these roadways are, and it's trash day. And you're getting really close to some of the, it looks like we're stopped out of the vehicle and running. Don't know if this is a spot where he knows, but we're going to keep an eye on the driver, and I'm also going to keep an eye on the car because we know that there is a passenger in there. So I'm